Okay, so today we're going to learn how to use the thicken command along with the revolve feature to make this disk here with one simple feature as well as actually one simple line even. Okay, so we're going to go over to Creo. Okay, I'm in my part right now. We're going to use a revolve. We're going to right click it and hit define internal sketch, and we're going to sketch on the front plane and hit sketch. Now this part here is very confusing for a lot of students because it's a little confusing to understand exactly what's going on here in this sketch. Okay, so basically what we have is we have one angular line. We have a couple dimensions to where the points of that line is. But what's confusing is once you actually create that, the type of things that Creo is going to tell you. So I'm going to drag this over here. And I'm going to start by, because I'm in a revolve, creating a center line that starts here. Click, move down, click right there. And then I'm just going to middle click to get out of it. And I'm going to pick a line, and I'm going to create a line at the angle, or at an angle. And then middle click a couple times to get out of it. So now the dimensions they give us are actually radii. So I'm going to put in each of those dimensions. So one goes from here to here, and middle click. One goes from here to here, middle click. And then the angle we need is actually, oh no, they don't give us an angle, it's going to be a height. So I'm going to go from here to here. Now something that's very important on this is where I middle click. So if I was to middle click like say here, it's going to create an angle, which is not, or an angular dimension I should say, which is not really what I want. I want a vertical dimension. So I'm going to go up here and pick dimension again, pick the 2 points. I'm going to move further out over here and middle click, and now I'll have a vertical dimension. So now I just need to go through and change my dimension. So this one up here is going to be 1. This one down here is going to be 2. This one over here is going to be 1. And then I'm going to just hit this refit so I can see my feature a little bit easier. Now here's where it gets confusing. This is all I need to draw. Okay, and it's a little confusing because there's red dots here which usually indicate that your sketch is incomplete, which is what Creo is going to tell me. So if I hit OK, it's going to say, hold on a second, there's no solid geometry here. And I'm going to say OK, because it's going to say it's going to automatically change what I'm creating to a surface object. So I'm going to hit OK, and you can see what a surface object is a three-dimensional sort of flat plane, but it has no thickness. Okay, obviously it has to draw it with some thickness, but if I was to zoom in forever, I would never see any thickness here. It's a little tough to wrap your head around. So what we're going to do is go up to the top left where I switch between surface and solid, and I'm going to switch back to a solid. And because there's only one line, it's going to automatically turn on my thicken option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the thickness I want, which is 0.125, and hit enter. We can see that thickness. Now what I'm going to do is rotate to the front so we can see a little bit better what's going on here. So here's my sketch, and we have an arrow next to here that can flip it from adding the thickness on the outside, adding it to the inside, or adding it half both ways. I'm going to flip it to the outside because that's what I want. I'm going to middle click or hit the checkbox to say I'm okay, and then go back to standard orientation, and now I have my thickened disk that my students need to create.